All right, so last class, we ended up doing some connotation. The goal for today is that you get done with connotation. Some of you maybe some of you are already done with connotation. So I'll kind of talk through what you need to get done. But some of you are not done with connotation. So the goal by the end of today is that you are 100% done with connotation, and that you have given yourself a grade, and you've told me why you think that's your grade. Okay, so that's the goal. So what you're going to end up doing is you're going to look for your connotation practice. And I don't care if you're done with it or not. I just want you to find your connotation practice. And you're going to do that by going to Reading, Writing, Schoology course, the red folder, and you're going to find the one that says connotation practice, and you're going to open that. Okay, I'm going to open mine, which is right here. So this is what yours should look like. You should have all this kind of written down. You've seen that you went from a 4 to a 6, whatever your grade is that you put. And then you need to have your last one. So some of you have already tried this. Some of you have already started it. But this last section here should be what you are filling in. This is answering the same question. How does your word or phrase impact the meaning of the text? And you are going to choose from one of the mentor texts that's not pink. Okay, so again, I gave these directions last class as well. So if you already did this and it's done, awesome. If it's not, you need to go do this. So you're going to choose mentor text that's not pink. Again, if you need to see those things, it is in our Reading, Writing course that looks like this in the mentor text. So you can choose any of these besides Witch and Wizard and Adoption Ad. But then you are going to find a phrase or a word, and you are going to fill that in and tell me the impact of the meaning of the text, knowing that you need to have the strong attributes, the attributes of a strong response. Have that. Again, look back at what we said in the green boxes if you have something, but this should be like your best response for this question. Okay, so then when you are done doing that, I'm going to have you go ahead, just because you are not here. I'm going to have you type some other things underneath your section here. So you're going to end up typing the word reflection underneath, and then you are going to put today's date. So today's date for me is 10/6. Some of you may be doing this on 10/7, but you're going to put the date, whatever date it is that you're doing this with. And this reflection is going to tell me your grade on the, I should have done this differently. So you're going to type your grade here, and it's going to be out of 10. So I'm going to do this. So you're going to make it out of 10. So you're going to put your grade here, whatever it is you think you deserve out of 10. And then underneath, this is when you're going to start typing. And you are going to start typing why you deserve the grade that you typed. I want you to be specific. What are things that you learned? What are things that you learned along the way? Meaning, go back to the practices above and see what you changed in order, to get your best response. Okay, so you can delete this section, this is what you're going to be typing on your document. So underneath that last practice that you fill in, I want you to actually type reflection, put the date, grade, blank out of 10. And then here, you don't have to type this. You're actually just going to start typing underneath. You're going to tell me why you deserve that grade. Okay? After you are done doing that, you're going to be done for that portion. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I want you to do next. Okay, so again, the goal today is to get done with connotation, tell me your grade, and then why you deserve that grade. All right, if you need to pause and go do all that stuff, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking about other things that I want you to do today. Okay, so the first thing after this is we're going to go do figurative language. Now, with figurative language from previous classes, we talked about figurative language, which is on page 52 and 53 in your resource notebook. And we took some notes as to different types of figurative language that we found in the mentor texts that are in your sandbox. Okay, and that's going to be on page 52, and underneath page 52, like where we write stuff, that's where the examples are. All right, so what you are going to do is you're going to go over here, and I feel like I should also do this for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So give me just a second. I'm going to turn my dot cam on so you can see this. What you're going to end up doing, though, is in your assignments, looks like this. You're going to click on the one that says Figurative Language Practice. You're going to click on it. And it's going to open up, and it's going to look like this. Okay. And this should look very similar. It's not a Google Doc anymore. We're going to move to a Google Sheet this time, but everything on this looks very familiar in the sense of what you guys are doing. So this purple section looks very similar to what you guys did with connotation, like right down here. But we are going to fill this in with figurative language. There's going to be, there's a question on yours. Actually, I can pull this up. Let me open it here. Okay, so again, this looks very similar. You're going to put the date, you're going to put the text used, like you're going to put down whatever text you get this from. But this is the question that you're going to be answering. How does the figurative language impact the meaning of the text? So in order to do that, you have to have a piece of figurative language that you found. Okay, so what you're going to end up doing is you're going to look at your resource notebook. And I will put a copy of this in Schoology as well. You'll see it in like the resource section. But underneath on page 52, we actually wrote down examples that we found together as a class. So you're going to choose one of those examples. And you're going to basically explain how that particular figurative language impact the meaning of the text. So any one of these you could choose. Again, if you need to pause, just look at this, you can. And then after you choose one of those, you are going to go back to this, and you're going to put down the text used, you're going to put down the date, that kind of stuff. And then you're going to start answering this question. How does this figurative language impact the meaning of the text? You are going to be looking at the attributes of a strong response, which are down here in the orange. These are different than what it was for connotation, so make sure you look at that because that's what you are going to be looking at in the sense of, do I have a good response? The next thing that you're going to be looking at is underneath, Mrs. Othat and I, we kind of created a grading table for you. So then that way you also know what it is that you need to be looking for as in your strong response. So essentially these things over here are the things that you're going to be looking for. And then this is going to tell you what your grade actually is. So over here and here, you're going to be looking at these. This is how you can kind of assess yourself on what it is that your grade is going to be. Okay, I will talk more about that later. I'm not going to get too much into that yet. So really the only spots that I need you to fill in would be the date, the text that you're using, and then you're going to fill out this purple box here with how that figurative language impacts the meaning of the text. This is your first try at it. I just want you to try. Again, you're choosing one of these, and then if you need to use the text in your sandbox and you have it, awesome. If you don't, you can go back to the mentor text in Schoology, and you can look for those mentor texts here to help you. Okay? So that's kind of what you're doing. You finish connotation. So again, I'm going to go through this. Your goal, be done with connotation and tell me why you deserve the grade you put down. The second thing is you're going to open up the figurative language and you're going to be filling out your first figurative language practice. Okay, that's all you're doing. All right, cool. Good luck.